When she went to go to ORU, when she was getting ready to go, I had this vision of her on the television interviewing somebody.
There is hope for the recession.
And I thought, she's either going to be a weather girl or she's going to be an interviewer, something like that. But I didn't tell her because she went down and was doing piano, because she played piano, and she went to be for entertainment, and it didn't work. But I knew it wasn't going to work because he showed me she was going to be in media.
Although there is strong opposition to the Creek County Turnpike, only time will tell if they'll be successful in halting the project. For Telenews, I'm Cheryl Weber.
They always told us in my broadcast career, like, just get your foot in the door, you know, like it's a who you know. So the only job they had open at the time was executive secretary to the vice president of development. And that was the beginning, I think, of a big faith journey in my career to say, God, you're gonna get me to where I need to go despite these obstacles that seem kind of insurmountable, you know, at the time, and he did.
Recognition of the damage caused by residential schools has been a hard-fought victory.
I died to a lot of the dreams that I had starting into media, and that was actually a good thing because by the time that God actually gave me everything I used to dream, I forgot that it was my dream. And so I remember I was 3 months into being a reporter for Huntley Street, on-air reporter, and I woke up one morning and it's like God just dropped it in my head and he said, this was your dream. 3 months in. And I was like, oh my gosh, this was you gave me my dream. But the thing was, then it wasn't my dream anymore, right? This was just God's plan. And there's something really great about being dead to what you want so that you can do whatever he wants and you don't own it.
And this is a situation all across Africa. This is the reason that Crossroads Relief and Development has been drilling wells here through your support.
People always look for that moment where you feel like this is why I'm on this earth. Why am I here? A lot of people really struggle with purpose. And for me, when I'm in the developing world and it's hot and I have food poisoning and there's bugs and like the whole bit, right? I feel like, yeah, that's why I'm on earth. This is it.
So how do we get good seed for the program? Is that imported?
Part of my therapy is that I come back and I cry as I write the stories and I tell the stories and I pray with all my heart that people will hear it and respond, and when they do, and then I get to go back and see how people's lives are being changed, meet those same people, and now they're getting food or clean water, or little girls are getting healing that have been abused. That, it's like, it's worth it all. It's worth whatever, you know what I mean? So yeah, nothing else I've done matters to me as much as that. I just feel like that's the heart of God, that he doesn't just say, oh, I hear you, I'm sorry you're suffering, but he says, no, come on, church, go do something about it.
These karaoke bars and massage parlors are where undercover investigators pose as pedophiles and sex tourists to gather the evidence they need to organize a raid.
I think with all her work with the children that were being taken out of the sex trade, that touches me. Yeah. I'm really proud of that.
How's your day going?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, much better.
I feel very privileged to get to do what I do. Like some days I just pinch myself and I'm like, so me?
About 2 minutes, guys.
Okay, let's go back up.
What I'm really passionate about doing as a host and what I want to keep growing in is to be a relevant, intelligent, credible Christian voice. I want to be winsome. I want people to be interested. I want them to engage even if they don't agree or we're not on the same page. I want them to feel like it's respectful. It's a place that they can explore their faith and their spirituality without being judged. And yet there's something about it that is drawing them in. God, I thank you for the privilege of what we do every day. How can we be more, how can we talk about the things that people are worried about, that are part of their life? How can we bring them spiritual answers? And I think that's the most exciting thing to get up to every day. Growing up, I had a very ideological faith, and I had like a formulaic God. So I thought, if I do this, then you will always do that. You know, everything will always go well for me. And life turned out to be very different. So the hardest lesson I had to learn is that I serve a God whose heart for me is good, but his methods are hard sometimes. You know, that there's suffering in this life. I didn't expect that.
The fruit of this is just beginning, but we're going to see it in the years to come.
And I look at it now and I realize that God had to take me through the hard times to understand who he is in suffering, because part of my passion and call is to speak for the suffering. I feel like that's the biggest lesson that I had to learn and to live with kind of an unpredictable God. not the one that I can put in a box and say, you're always gonna do what I hope you're gonna do. It's like, no, life is gonna happen in ways that I never anticipated, both for good and for sometimes bad, but God will always have a story through it, and He'll always redeem it, and He'll always bring healing.
John writes he wants prayer for his son to keep his commitment strong to God.
It's not about this life. You know, it's about investing in eternity, right? We're all gonna die. So how are you gonna live? And I think that's what I'm passionate about. It's like, what am I gonna do with what I have right now?